Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have I ever told you my favorite story I like to tell? So once upon a time, I was studying to be a priest. Yes, my favorite story is about me. I'm very proud, and you'll get over it, don't worry. And I started my studies to be a priest in 9th grade, which is kind of an early time to choose to join a preschool. You know, like priest school with a T in there, not preschool with, before the kindergarten thing. Different. Although maybe a good video would be about similarities between priest schoolers and preschoolers. I'll leave that for another time. Now, I did not always want to be a priest growing up, and in fact, choosing to join a preschool was something that my parents didn't expect at all. For context, I was Catholic growing up, but Catholic faith was just, something that I did on Sundays because my parents told me to go to church on Sundays. And also our family would pray together before meals. But besides that, I really didn't do much Catholic stuff. It wasn't that important to me, to be honest. I do remember one time when I was on a bus and I really had to go to the bathroom and I didn't know what to do, and so I just started praying Hail Marys, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, please don't let me pee my pants. But besides that, I don't really have many memories of actually going out of my way to do the Jesus thing. But then God did stuff in my life. First, what he did is he introduced my mom to this group called Regnum Christi, and she got involved with them, and through that, one of my sisters went to Rhode Island, and she consecrated her life to God in a special way, and all that was with this group called Regnum Christi. Now, Regnum Christi is a lay movement, people for the common folk in the church to, give their lives to Christ in a special way. It provides structure and a spirituality, etc., etc. There's a sister movement to Regnum Christi that shares the same spirituality, the same way of relating to God, called the Legion of Christ. This is all within the great umbrella of the Catholic Church, by the way. Just to clarify, this is all Catholic stuff. Now, the Legionaries of Christ, they share the same spirituality, but they are an order of religious and an order of people who are either a priest or studying for the priesthood. The Legion of Christ is a specific religious order, like you have your Franciscans, you have your Dominicans, and you have your Jesuits, and you also have your Legionaries. But Regnum Christi and the Legion of Christ, they've worked closely together, and so when the Regnum Christi people found out that my sister had little brothers, they said, well, send the Legionaries! And so shortly thereafter, there were 2 Legionaries that visited our house, and they started talking about this thing called the Apostolic School. Now, the Apostolic School is a place for middle and high schoolers who feel a call to be a Legionary of Christ and to become a priest in their congregation. And at the Apostolic School, they had this thing called the summer program, and that was for people who wanted to see what the Apostolic School was like. And when my mom was hearing about the summer program, she thought, hey, this sounds like a great opportunity for Peter to get some Catholic exposure. That probably would be good for him. And man, was she right. But nonetheless, I wasn't interested at all. In fact, Father was showing a video at one point and, just like what the Apostolic School is like, and I fell asleep during it. It was like 5 minutes long and I fell asleep. I was okay, I was tired. I'm still tired, that's why I'm drinking coffee. So, after that, the Legionary people, they left. And my mom, afterwards, she said, hey, Peter, what do you think of the summer program? Do you want to go? Now, step back for a little context. At this time, I was a teenager and I was going through a rebellious stage, especially with my dad, a lot of back and forth with my dad. So these are the thoughts that went through my head. I don't want to go at all, but I don't really want to get into some sort of disagreement with my mom at this point, so sure, I can go. See, I've always been a model of enthusiasm. Fast forward, suddenly, I am at the Apostolic School, and I'm enjoying it there. Wow, these people are a lot of fun. And at a certain point, I had the spiritual director, his name was Father Jeffrey, and he says, hey, Peter, you seem to be fitting in really well here. Have you thought about, do you want to stay here for the school year? Now, at this point, remember how invested I was? I was confused. I didn't even realize that this was an apostolic school. I thought this was just a summer camp. And so I said, Father, wait, you mean this is a school? And this priest that I was talking to had an immense amount of virtue. I can tell that mostly because he didn't facepalm right there. Yes, this is a school. And I said, great, well, let me go pray about it. So I went to the chapel and I knelt down before the tabernacle and I said, hey, Jesus, do you want me to stay? And he said, yeah, Peter, you should stay. By far, that is the easiest and most straightforward prayer that I have ever prayed. And it's an important one to me to remember. So after that, I decided to stay. And I went and I told Father Jeffrey, and then I called my parents, so they didn't actually believe me. I found out later, but that's great. But ultimately, I decided to become a Legionary of Christ because of a simple prayer that was only about 2 minutes long. And that little 2-minute prayer is very foundational to my spiritual life. And I love how very much it isn't something that I constructed. Alright, that's my story. I hope you liked it. Obviously, there's sequels to that because 7 years later I discerned that I wasn't called to the priesthood, and so I'm not sent to be a priest anymore. that's a whole other story. Let's not worry about it right now. So instead, let me just wish you a happy week, and I'll see you later. God bless and ciao.
So I wanted to share this with you. This is my Spiritus team. They're all singing happy birthday to me, and I wish I could share the audio, but I don't think I can because of copyright laws. Oh, it's such a bother. But imagine a bunch of exuberance. It's exciting. And thank you so much, my Spiritus team, for embarrassing me about my birthday and about getting older. It's great. Also, this balloon fits me perfectly. Somebody understands me really well. Finally, thank you, Anna, for recording this. And God bless you all.